All right, so we have the wonderful Blaze here. I'm going to ask him some questions about how he played as Special Forces Banshee in our first three Mythic Storm King clears. He has been part of Hit the Road clears and Twine 10 No Build No Traps and Stonewood No Build No Traps and Canny Endurance. So many high-end gameplays with the Blaze, so I'm going to ask him how he handled being a soldier in the Storm King fight. So, Blaze, how did you handle all of the creatures everywhere and not having the mobility as a ninja? What did you do to survive?
So I usually anchor from near the spawn area. I like go to the left and
Okay.
then build the arches, a floor, and a pyramid, and then pretty much jump on top of that and then build all the way to the left.
Right.
Typically, if the mini boss doesn't spawn near me, I can stay up there.
Right.
Uh, but none of the enemies can attack me. Um,
Okay.
and then I'll usually try to anchor it on the island farther away. That
Okay.
way I have 2 points if um 2 points that are connected to the ground.
Right.
That way if something breaks then I can still be off the ground, and I think that's the biggest problem is I have to stay off the ground because
Hmm.
the water damages you, and the bees damage you, and as a soldier with not being able to jump out of the way, if you're not at least one story above, then you're taking damage way too often.
Right. Right. Okay.
So that's pretty much the first step in how I've played as a soldier is anchoring your builds and then staying off the ground. If you get on the ground, try to get up in the air as soon as possible.
Makes sense. So
Next
what was the
question.
yeah, what was the main things that you were focusing on? Like the crystals or the mini boss or both?
I mainly focus on the crystals just because mine's set up for straight gun damage.
Okay. Yeah, I
Uh,
could notice that because you got
so
assault and two
if
assaults, three assaults.
right, if I if the crystals if we're ahead on the crystals and not taking super long, then I'll focus the mini boss.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have really good shots on the crystal, I just take them and let you guys deal with the mini boss.
Right. Right. Okay.
Um, and typically, like so far, we've had decent luck with me being away from the group a little bit. We can get different angles on the crystals. So
That's true.
sometimes
So spread out.
I'll have the crystals, even if I can't destroy the crystal, I have them all, severely damaged to where
Mm-hmm.
the next time they come around, we can shoot them once or twice and they're, gone.
Right. Right. That's really good. Okay. And so, the main thing you were doing was you were staying away from the group so that you can compensate for the lack of mobility by being further away.
I was
Um,
trying to survive and not go down.
yeah,
That way, if you guys all went down, I would still be at as high health as I possibly could be.
right. And how did you handle getting to the horn in time?
Just practice being prepared as soon as we know we're one crystal away to make sure we're at least above the ground.
Yeah,
One story, two story, even three if you can. But sometimes,
sometimes that's hard.
with the waves of enemies spawning, it's not always going to be perfect.
Yeah,
But as
yeah,
long as you're prepared for it after that fourth crystal,
yeah, because
then
you're a little further away, so you try and get up there
yeah,
in case it
that's the
spawns away
only
from you.
biggest issue is where it falls. It's either going to fall to
Right,
me or to the group,
yeah.
and if it falls away from me, then it's pretty much game over there if it falls on the opposite side because I can't get there fast enough.
Right,
I
right.
mean, even if I try to switch to like the Baron, it's going to take me a couple of seconds to switch, and then I still have to, run over there.
Yeah, true. And did you use the turrets at all, or no? Mostly just
I
adrenaline rush?
only I think 99% of the time I never use the turret until the very
Okay.
end.
Ah, right at the end, yeah, when we have a full clear. Okay. Awesome, sweet. Well, that makes sense. It sounds like that's going to help a lot of people figure out how to be the soldier because it's a lot more difficult to not have as much maneuverability, being able to just double jump and fly out of the way. And Blaze was really, really good at it. He didn't die very much. He was there reviving most of us half the time, and it was great at getting those crystal shots. You were using the blunderbuss, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you didn't. Yeah.
I did use the the assault rifle, the Mythic assault rifle, a
Ah,
few
yes.
times.
Right.
Um, it does good damage, but I kind of stuck with the other weapon to begin
Yeah.
with.
Fair
And
enough.
then if I was very close to destroying the crystal, then I would switch.
Okay.
Um, but only if it was necessary.
Yeah. Yeah. And you didn't use a launcher? Just the blunderbuss, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
I only
you're made
shot
for that.
the launcher if it was for the mini boss.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Like especially if it spawned on top of me, like right below me,
Yes.
then I would use it and try to spam it.
Right. Right. Awesome. Well, and so when you do the war cry, do you do the war cry when everyone's there first, or as
I
soon as you get there,
I
you
wait
just use it?
until there's at least two of us there.
Okay. Okay.
Because if it's just me and one other person, I don't think we would destroy the horn to begin with if it was
Sure.
just me and one other person with the war cry. So it's almost like all or nothing.
Yeah.
Three people at least. Because if not, then I don't think we're going to get it anyways. If there was
No.
just two of us with the war cry, so
Yeah.
I I mean I'll start if I get there before everybody else. I'll swing and
Okay.
until at least two other people are there.
You
Then I
just
use
wait
the
till
war
yeah.
cry.
Yeah, that makes sense. You want to actually start getting some damage done. Huh. Great. And did you use campfires to heal yourself? Or because you don't have survivalist on here, so how did you heal?
Because I'm farther away with the
Yeah.
group, I feel like I don't take as much damage,
Okay.
but like I also feel like I get targeted a lot when the Storm King decides to like throw rocks,
Oh, true. Yeah.
and it destroys a lot. So that's another thing learned playing it is not just building the floors, but also building the pyramid sometimes gives it
Mm-hmm.
extra support.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't
But
doing that.
you spend a lot
That's
of
good.
material doing that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I've already, you know, I've spent probably close to 100,000 material, I'd
Oh my
say.
god. Wow. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I just in a few hours. I think
Wow.
every time we lost and we made it like to the first horn,
Mm-hmm.
I probably used at least 15, 1600
Oh,
material.
jeez. That's a lot. And what's your plan for getting more? What's your strategy for getting lots of materials really quickly in a passive way?
Either go in as archaeologist in a private or
Yeah.
use the recycling and endurance is that's
Yeah.
pretty easy.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like build a main base and I mean you can only build it out of metal if you want, but I
Mm-hmm.
like to have all three of them there.
Yeah. Could get a little
You
bit of
know,
all of it.
if you can have the structures there. I mean, the structures are
Stone, wood.
usually pretty limited, but if you can like survive, like 10 waves or whatever,
Mm.
AFK type of match, and
Yeah.
you have, you can get 150 brick, 150 metal, and maybe some wood. I think
Mm-hmm.
that would be, the best case scenario.
Yeah.
You get it every 60 seconds, so
Yeah. Every minute, I think is like 150 metal and then like maybe 30 wood and stone,
I
depending on
guess
how much you build.
yeah, it depends on how much you've built near it,
Yeah.
and if you're using Mega Base and.
Right, right. Well, thank you so much for explaining how you're doing all this. This might be just a video on its own because it's like a nice inclusive video explaining how to be Special Forces Banshee. Did you use the minigun at all or the grenades or just the Warcry?
Uh, I I never used the grenades. The
Okay.
minigun, it's I used it the first time we beat it, but
Okay.
not the other two times, just because it was too hard to use it. Because if you end up on the ground with the
Right.
minigun and the husker near you, I couldn't do anything. The minigun
Yeah, that's
doesn't
true. You're
kill them
stuck there.
fast enough.
Yeah. If bees come your way.
If I had a chance to be above the ground, then I did use the minigun.
Yeah.
And it does decent damage, but
Okay.
I think as long as everybody's shooting it right when it happens and
Yeah.
puts up their turrets, I think you'll always beat it as long as everybody's shooting it the
Right.
entire time.
So instead,
That's
what did you use instead right at the end? Bundle bus or?
if I was close enough, then I use the deatomizer.
Deatomizer. Okay.
But just whatever I had loaded, I
Yeah.
used
Just go
whatever
straight for
whatever
that.
was available. I think one time I had to reload everything, so I had to
Mhm.
use the minigun. So it was like
Okay.
a last resort, but
Last
it
resort.
still
Yeah.
worked out. I think that was
Yeah.
our third
Oh, the third
try,
one, right?
our
Yeah, I remember
third
that.
clear. Yeah,
I think some of us
everybody
died,
got
and we.
downed.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we almost lost it. It was like a tiny little bit left. That was crazy.
And uh I'm also playing on controller too, so a lot of
Yeah.
people have cleared it with being on PC.
Mhm.
So I guess that's another thing to be proud of is
Yeah, we did it on controller.
controller players beating it. Yeah.
I'm not sure how many other if there's any other videos out there of controller players beating it, so I'll have to look around and see. It's yeah, they say it's a lot harder on controller, so it's we'll
And
give
the
it.
aiming for the crystals is definitely a lot
Mm,
easier when you're using a mouse.
yeah, I could see that definitely.
But I've always been known for having decent aim in a lot of
Nice,
multiplayer video games, so
that's good, awesome. Well, I'm glad we had you on the team, and I'm glad you're going to help us carry more people through. So, if
yep.
anyone who's watching this, if you guys want help with getting your Mythic Storm King clear, I do Mythic Storm King carries between 12 o'clock to about 7:30 a.m. on Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and Monday morning, and the wonderful King Blaze will probably be there to help with that as well. On some of those days when he's free. We have a few other people who are carriers now. If they've had a clear with us, they've trained enough, then they help carry other people through too. So we usually have 3 people in and carry 1 person through to get their mythic weapons too. So tune into the stream on those times and you can get your mythic weapon too. Alright, thanks for watching guys. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any other strategies, if you use this build as well. If you have any extra tips and tricks to add to the conversation, I'd love to know. And thank you so much, Blaze, for letting me interview you.
Yeah, thank you.